Good morning. Today is November 3rd. It is a Wednesday and it is 5:32 in the morning. Thanks for coming by. Getting some energy in the morning. I start my days off exactly the same every day. Keeping that anchor. Bookending my days. Some really cool life thoughts. If you want to take away from that is bookends. What are bookends for your life? And what are anchors for your life? Just two things I think about every single day, even though some days are definitely not as good as others. This day being the same. I didn't get very much rest last night. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Alarm clock goes off. Sometimes I feel like being down here, and I am. Sometimes I don't feel like down here, and I still am. So that's the whole process. Because I'm gonna feel better in about 15 more minutes when I get back upstairs and I kind of cool down a little bit more, talk on this. But then I get to talk to the camera, get to say hello to you, and just get to share what I'm thinking about for the morning. And so thanks for giving me motivation by being here, being an audience, and helping us to stay consistent every day. One thing my stepfather really ingrained in us. I remember being a kid, sitting at the dining table, and we had to set out a special spoon and a special fork for him. His plate had to be just the right way, orientated in such a situation that everything is just so. And we grew up with that. Structure in life that our parents gave us. Many times I didn't agree with it. Many times I resented it. Many times I tried to act out against it. But my stepfather, he was a pretty authoritarian parent. I almost said the word dictator. Parent, and he meant the best. More at the kitchen tables. We had a game that we played every single day while we ate together, and it really is genius. I tried to see what was going on in the minds of his boys, my brother and I. So we sat there, we said a prayer. I don't know if we said a prayer all the time, but we said a prayer, and we always played a game called Best and Worst. What is the best thing that happened to you, and what is the worst thing that happened to you today? And actually, what was the worst first and then best? And so we talk about our days. You know, at that age, kids, we don't have very much to say. We didn't really think out all of these thoughts beforehand, or to make life inferences about this is the lesson I got from it. No, it's just kind of more of a report on the day. But if you try to do this with people, it becomes very easy to become lazy and say, I don't know. I don't have anything for today. And this little exercise, it forces your brain to actually dissect the day again, kind of relive it a little bit, and to see what you can pull out of it. Because so many times I think we have these little stories in life. Yeah, we've got stories in life, and we just walk right by them. We have these lessons that come in front of us every single day, and we don't take the time to kind of stop and look at it and pull out something from life. Pull out a story, a lesson that you learned that day. I mean, if I saw a dollar, if I saw a quarter on the ground as I'm walking on the street, I would stop and I'd pick it up. I think most of you would too. But a lot of times with our lives, we don't actually stop and pick out things from the day. And the problem with that is that you go through a month. First of all, you go through the week, go through a month, And then after the month, at the end of the month, you say, man, I didn't get anything. This month flew right by. And I didn't get anything out of the month. Then the year passes by. It was a bad year. COVID year. COVID's year, I think, for the United States was last year. COVID for Vietnam was definitely this year. But if you don't stop and think about things that happen to you daily, then weeks can pass by, months can pass by, years can pass by, and you look back and you really can't say what you got out of the year. You know something happened, but you didn't take the time to document your experiences, your life lessons. Write it down, put it somewhere. It doesn't have to be on paper, it can be digital. Digital probably is better, in fact, because you can save that. And there's an older friend in my group. He he's in his 70s. He's got a young boy. He must be 6 now, young fella, and he's got life experiences. This older friend of mine, he's got life experiences, and so I think he actually takes time and he writes in a journal messages to his son that when he grows up, he's gonna look back and he's gonna still have a piece of his father to read back upon and learn from him. So I think today a good lesson to think about is kind of documenting the good things and the bad things that happen to you every single day. It doesn't take much. It does take a little bit of brain power, and especially if you can do it at the end of the night. I'm not much of a night person, but if you can do it at the end of the night, that's probably the perfect time to do it. And for me, I do it the next morning. So after this run, I go upstairs, I open my book, I open my journal, and I start writing down what was the best thing that happened to me yesterday, and what was the worst thing that happened to me yesterday. And I write in a journal that it's spaced out 66 days, and then so today I'll read about myself 66 days ago this morning. But it just kind of helps me to relive some of the lessons that I've learned. And also one day, I don't know, maybe those thoughts will be passed on to somebody else and they're going to get some more information and some more, man, there's a lot of mosquitoes here. Some more inspiration from it. So it's a little thought from the book Storytelling by, I want to say his name is Matthew Dicks. Yeah, Storytelling. And one of his lessons, one of his exercises he talks about is called Homework for Life. And essentially it's kind of like what my stepfather had us doing as we sat at that kitchen table. Doing some homework for life, writing down what's the worst thing that happened to you today and what's the best thing that happened to you today. Because we can get through life, or we can stop and we can think and we can get out of life. Yep. So that's my thought for this morning. Thank you guys very much for kind of sitting here and thinking with me. Try to pull something from your day and document it so that you can look back on yourself and say, hey, that was a great idea. That was a great experience. That was a great piece of food that I had. That was great. That was great. But if we don't, then we're going to be lost. Some of those memories are lost forever. All right. We'll catch you later. Thank you guys very much for checking in. I will see you guys tomorrow. You guys are amazing, great, awesome. Keep it up. Keep up the consistency. If you try to start doing a goal today, do it. And remember that self-discipline is one of those things that it takes a long, long time, but you will become a better person and a different person because of self-discipline. Keep it up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Aloha. Love you all.